Then you will find this is coming into your hands. Don't fix your attention in any position or any point. Just keep it loose. The attention will be driven to its destination by Kundalini. You don't have to bother about where to fix the attention, what to do, what not to do. Now put your right hand, closing your eyes, don't open your eyes, on your heart, because that is the place of your spirit. So put your right hand on your heart. Please don't open your eyes. Just put your right hand on your heart, straight forward. And say in your heart, am I the spirit? Mother, am I the spirit? Ask a question like that. Now put the same right hand down below on the stomach, on the left hand side. On the left hand side, press it and ask a question. Mother, am I my own guru? Ask a question 10 times. Mother, am I my own guru? Put the left hand towards me. Keep the left hand towards me. That's important. And then ask a question. Mother, am I my own guru? 10 times. You people are a special category who are seekers, see? A special category, as Blake has called you, men of God. And you have to become prophets. You have to become gurus. Now put this right hand again on your heart. And please say, Mother, I am the spirit. Just assert it. I am the spirit. Say it 12 times, please. With confidence. Please say it with confidence. Don't feel guilty. You see, many people have a very bad habit of feeling guilty for nothing at all. Just don't feel guilty. With full confidence, say, Mother, I am the spirit. You are the spirit. And what is there to feel guilty about? What guilt can you have? What mistakes can you make before the God Almighty, who is compassion, ocean of love, ocean of forgiveness? So just don't have any guilt. Just say, Mother, I am the spirit. With full confidence, without feeling guilty at all. Now you take it upward to the left side of the neck. Left side of the neck. And put your hand down there, left side of the neck. And just say, Mother, I am not guilty. Please. Because all of you have this problem, I believe. For nothing at all. Why to feel guilty? I just don't understand. For what? Say it 16 times. As I said, He is the ocean of love. He is the ocean of forgiveness. He is the ocean of compassion. Ocean, I'm saying. What do you do so much that you should feel guilty about? These human laws have no place in the eyes of God. Please say it genuinely that you are not guilty. Please say it. Now put this right hand on top of your head. Just see. And in the center, where it was a soft bone in your childhood, you can feel the softness there. Just press it with your fingers. You can feel the softness. Just little further. It is just find out in the center. Top of the head, in the center of it. It is not so far at back. It's little further. Towards the forehead more. Little, just move it. In that area you'll find the soft bone. Now just say, Mother, I want my realization because I can't go against your wish, against your desire, against your freedom. So you have to say, Mother, I want my realization. Please give me realization. Just say that. Say it 7 times, please. You should ask for it. Otherwise, I cannot force it on you, as I said. Put it with your fingers in the center of your head. Try to press it there. Now raise your hand and see if you feel the cool breeze coming out or a hot breeze coming out. Maybe some hot breeze coming out. You can change your hand now and see with your left hand, but put your right hand towards me. If there's a cool breeze coming out, you can feel it with the left hand. If there's heat coming out, it's a very subtle thing. Little higher. Just see. Put another hand again, see if it is there. A lot of heat coming out, I think. Rub your hands a little bit and see. The hands have to be sensitive if you feel it. Still heat is coming out. Sahaja yogis can help them, see. But you people keep both the hands towards me or one hand on top and one hand. But Sahaja yogis can see. This gentleman has gone. It's very subtle. It's get there, it's get there. Some are feeling it, isn't it? Now, keep it on. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. It's beyond thinking. You watch me without thinking. Did you feel my chat? She's felt it too. All right. One by one, everybody is going to feel it, one by one. So don't worry. Now don't think about it. Put it in your hands like this. Are you feeling in the hands also? Good. What about you? Not in the hands so far. All right, it will work out. It's work out. What about you, sir? Are you feeling? No, just see him. Douglas, just work on. Oh, yeah. Oh, just. This gentleman, are you feeling? Nothing? All right. Just. That gentleman there? He has a liver. Ask him to put his left hand on his liver. Little bit on the left hand. Yes, this side, yes. He's all right. You're all right. It's coming up. Oh, I could see that. What about he? Now, you see, the Sahajogis have got this power flowing through their mind. And they're raising it, you see, flowing, so they can make it up. You saw person the hands? You have a first? Or the hands are you feeling? Feeling now? All right, let it go, let it go. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. What about you? It's good. What about you? Been to some guru? No one. Sorry. Enough? Is it better? You should have clear just now. Is it better now? You spoke, did you? No. No? You must be careful about your pillows, you see. See, this one is such a big lumpy and you see yourself. You see? See? This is the one that is obstructed. But it's there. So nice. It's up there. Okay. That's how much sensitive about the head. Forgive. Forgive them. Forgive them. Just forgive everyone. Forgive. You forgive everyone. I think. Just say, Mother, I forgive you. She said, okay. What? What more? What? See, you know how to protect yourself. They are always problematic. I don't see that gentleman at the end. No. Better now?
I have had an experience on there where, sort of expanded consciousness just happened. I was driving along and singing, but I was the car, I was the road, and the houses, out of work. So there was a challenging problem.
Then what do you feel? No? Better?
But normally I wonder
What side is better?
I feel what a bird would do sort of thing.
How do you feel?
I tried mantras.
Start. Is it all right for you?
Well, he's done sort of a mantra meditation, or he's attempted a sort of a mantra meditation, and I thought I got sort of something in the void.
The void. All right. For that, he says, his right hand there, that are my own good.
Yeah.
Put your right hand, and put left hand as like that. I just say, Mother, I am my own. Now it's better? Are you better now? Are you relaxed? There. Yeah.
I've got no guilt, I've got nothing to forgive myself.
So you want, huh? What about you? That's it? Good, great. What about you? Got it? What are you thinking? Are you thinking something? Don't think, just allow the thinking to stop for a while. Huh? Put your hand down there. Say another sign, my own. I don't understand it. They're not good. Very heavy things. What do you do? Yes? Better now. Are you better? Now what about this side now? Huh? Not fitting.
Something wrong.
No, nothing wrong. No, or you forgive. You have to forgive everyone. Forgive everyone. Yeah. Just forgive and don't feel it. All right? Forgive. Forgive. Now forgive. From your heart. I told you forgive. You were sorry because of not forgiving. That's a sign. Right? It is peace. Why did you go forward? Just leave it.
If I could have your attention for a moment. The next meeting is here. In fact, there'll be meetings every Wednesday here in the next door, I think, in this building. And you must try and come, especially at the beginning, because, one goes away and thinks about it and all sorts of thoughts.
Is he all right? Huh? Dr. Nugget?
No, I should be doing that.
Find out. Find out. You have to understand this again, alright? This is the knowledge of the root. You have to understand. This is a complete knowledge which you have to understand. It is a vibrating thought. We do that. Vibrating thought and So that void is cleared out, it's not a problem. The soil is taken up, and then it is just not a problem. How are you? Between the people, let's observe the relationship. What about you? What about this gentleman? He can
Guru Nanak.
Just imagine what medicine is training for and all. He's a doctor. Russia. That's supposed to be the best doctor. He's a doctor. Yawa, what do you do? Are you a doctor? Then what? You are an engineer. What do you do? Economics. Works out? Yes. See the economics of now, right? Learn your economics now. I think the right part was in economics, so that point I said that's material life property.
I should have known that, but did I
Now you go upward. आपको सारा क्लास से पहले ही मिला हुआ है आपके अंदर है सिर्फ आगे जाने का है लोग हिंदुस्तानी तो बहुत अच्छा पर हिंदुस्तानी बसते नहीं जो परदेश से आए हैं वो बसते यहाँ परदेसी और जो हिंदुस्तान में है वो मतलब बहुत से तो सिखों को मैंने कहा वो तो बस पैसे बनाने के लिए अब क्या हाँ
I'm not.
What That's what I'm trying. Now you're relax. Stop yourself. Tell you what you do now. Put first the right hand. आ गए हैं जब मस्त हुए फिर क्या बोले no now get to the point of your age or where are all just being happened apart stupidity to go on so when I go to find that is happened in a half you can't find out but without any one seeing this recipe or this kind of a he did everything that was possible Kabira but the sixth one of it is a social evil Dwara has become social studies I bow to all the seekers of truth. Yesterday, we talked about the power that lies within us, which is the power of the Holy Ghost, and which has to give us the self-realization. Now, one may say that we have never heard about such a thing. It's a very new idea. But this is the knowledge of the roots. In the West, we have the knowledge of the tree. And somebody must also have the knowledge of the roots. There's nothing objectionable about it. Like in the East, people learnt about science and other knowledge that the Western people gathered. In the same way, when this tree of life grew so big, there was a search inside as well. And when that search started, they, in their meditative processes, they found out that within us lies the power which can give us self-realization. But this very, very ancient discovery. This is nothing new that I am telling. Only thing is that today the time has come, the blossom time has come, that many can get self-realization. But self-realization history is very, very ancient, that it is said that about 16,000 years back, the king of all the gods called Indra got his realization. I don't know in Greek language what he is called as, but he is the one who got his realization in a place called Chidendra. Means he was made, the whole was made into his head, Chidendra. So this knowledge existed in our country since centuries because people had more meditative temperament. Now this meditative temperament comes because they did not have to fight the nature so much. As you know, the climate in India is quite good. People can go outside. There's no problem of too much heat or too much wind. It is easy to live outside. And that's how people didn't fight much of the nature. Because of the fighting with the nature, the reaction created this enthusiasm of the Western people to find out something about the nature. And that's how we discovered all the science and all the discoveries which we are enjoying. But whatever we have discovered so far is a part of the same. If you do not discover, say, all these instruments, you cannot today talk to people. You cannot propagate what is important. You cannot achieve the spiritual ascent en masse. You cannot give it to thousands of people unless and until you have some means to do it. So even these discoveries are just complementary to the discoveries about the self. The Kundalini has been described by many people, but especially I would mention Markandeya, who lived about 14,000 years back. He described this Kundalini, about which I told you yesterday, which resides in the triangular bone. And I told you that even the Greeks called it a sacrum bone, meaning a sacred bone. Now the word sacredness, holiness, all these are becoming sort of out of date. But there's a fact, there is something that is holy, something that is sacred. Now what is this sacredness is? What is this holiness is? It is rather difficult for us to know because we deal with matter. And matter doesn't talk about these things. At the most, if you go on with the matter, you go on analyzing it one after another. And we reach analysis of everything, disintegrating the other parts. Like medical science now. If you start studying the human body through medical science, which I also study, you go on analyzing it. Ultimately, you reach a point where you will find a doctor, one doctor for one eye, another doctor for another eye. There's no synthesis. But when you go to the roots, it is the synthesis of all the nature, of all the characters of a tree. So this is the difference between the approach of one to another. Now this knowledge was not written down, was told to people, communicated to very few people, and that's how it was passed on from people to people. In the earlier days, they tried only on one or two persons whether they could get realization. At the time of Rama, his father-in-law was the person who was quite deft in giving realization, but he gave realization to one person called Nachiketa. So you can imagine that how difficult it was to give realization to one person. First they had to cleanse a person, then tell him to lead a very austere life, a life of balance, all kinds of things were done, and then the Kundalini was made to rise. That too, one by one, every center it used to rise, and then they would see that it was established. For that, they had to lead a very secluded life, and it was worked out when the children were about, say, 12 years of age to about 25 years in complete celibate life. But now, as the time has come, as I told you, that blossom time has come. But one must know that those who are sitting here have gone through it. It is not a new thing that you have come here. You are already ready for it, and that's how you are going to get it. Only in this lifetime, in these modern times, we have committed some mistakes because we were cut off from the knowledge of the roots. And suddenly we became modern. And in this modernism, we started understanding everything through our mental projections. Now, mental projection can be very mythical. Supposing I project my mind and I say that I'm just now sitting in New York, I'm feeling like this and that. It's just a mental projection. Whatever we do has to be real, but mostly mental projections are mythical. And many people have done that and have been successful in life, so called. They have made lots of money. They have put their mental projections to this, mental projections to that. I said, this is knowledge, this is knowledge, this is knowledge. And how are we to make out whether this is true or not? Is there any absolute method by which we can make out whether this is true or not? The reason is the absolute is nowhere to be seen. It's the relative life in which we live. Now, the words like holiness or the words like sacredness and auspiciousness have lost their value because we have lost the sense of that knowledge, that sensitivity. As I told you yesterday that I went to Rome and the mayor there, just seeing my photograph, just said, oh, this is divinity. And he helped us so much. But the thing that has acted in him is that sensitive temperament which they have retained somehow or other, or it existed within him. But we have to understand that every matter has a kind of a coefficients by which it can tell you whether it is sacred or not, which is holy or not. Like in India, we say that if this place is holy. Now, how do we say this is a holy place? How do we understand this is a holy place? Because a person who is a realized soul, who may not be a rich man, he may be a poor man, he might be just a ascetic, he may be a married man, but a realized soul is a category, is a state of mind. If he has, he can feel the divine vibrations from that place and can say, oh, this is a holy place. I'll give an instance. In Rahuri is a place called as Musalwadi. And that place, they have got a huge big lake. And that lake was to be put into proper channel. So they thought, make a big bund on it. So they tried to make an English one. It is about 50, 60 years back, an English engineer tried to make a bund there. And at a point, he found he could not build anything. The thing that he built used to fall down. Again, he used to build something, used to fall down. So he was surprised. Then one Muslim fakir, as we call them, a realized soul came that way. He said, oh, this place, you leave it. This is a holy place. You cannot do anything. You better leave it alone. So they went round that place. Can you imagine a bund going straight like this, and the place is like that. So when I went to that place, they asked me, Mother, we would like you to see if it is a holy place. I took some of the Sahaja yogis who are sitting here, and when we went there, we found it was emitting cool breeze from that place. You could feel it. All of us could feel it. Now, it is something, a miracle for people to think that how this can give cool breeze. Now, as you know, that the spiritual touch of anything starts emitting vibrations. There's another example I'll give you. When I went to Kashmir once, and we were driving along a road, and I just felt tremendous vibrations coming from somewhere. So I asked the driver, I said, "Is there a temple here or something?" He said, "No, it's all wilderness." I said, "All right, let's go the way the vibrations are coming." So we went to a place of complete wilderness and passed through that. And then we saw some poor people living there, some Muslims. So I asked them, "Is there any temple here?" They said, "No, we don't have, but we have a mosque ahead." I said, "What mosque is that?" They said, "This is Hazrat Bal." I said, "Hazrat Bal?" He said, "There's one hair of Muhammad Saab kept there." I caught it about 5-7 miles away from there. So we went and we saw. And I saw it was there because it was emitting vibrations. Of course, we couldn't see the hair because the hair was kept inside. Now, this is the thing we have been told even in the Bible, that whatever is created by Mother Earth or by the sky is not to be reproduced and worshipped. Now we must think what is created by the Mother Earth. We never think on those lines. We just accept whatever people give us the interpretation. But let us think what is created by the Mother Earth. This is what are the holy places created by Mother Earth. Say, for example, Stonehenge that you have here. Perhaps you do not know it's a holy thing. All these stones have come out of the Mother Earth. Then some stupid people must have taken it out, tuned it up, put these things. But actually, the stones that have come out are really the stones that have come out of the Mother Earth. If you go there and see, it has vibrations. Not only that, but it is made in the same way as this Kundalini is. So you had on this island some people who knew the knowledge of the divine. They definitely knew. Otherwise, how is it they went round and made a circular thing like that? And they even now go, these druids go and worship there. But they don't know what they are doing. They have no idea what they are doing. As I told you yesterday, like Muhammad Saab has told you how to do namaz, but the Muslims don't know why to do namaz. What does that mean? What all these things mean? What Allahu Akbar means? They just do it because they are told. So there's a gap between what we are told and the gap between what it is. But there is a coefficient of divinity in a thing. Unless and until you become the spirit, you cannot feel it. Like the magnet can feel the magnetism. In the same way, you have to become that which can feel all those beautiful things which we call as the divine vibrations. Now, the divine vibration flows within us when we get our self-realization. Before that, we are cut off from our spirit. The spirit resides in our heart. And our attention is not enlightened by that spirit. The spirit watches us like a witness. It watches us, sees how we behave, where we go, what we do. Everything is just watching. It's a spectator. That's the situation is of God also. God Almighty is watching the play. He's watching the play of His power, which we call as the Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost is the power, or we can say is the mother who has created the whole world, who has created the whole universe, and is showing the play to one spectator, that is the God Almighty. And He is watching all that play. And when He is watching that play, He wants to enjoy it. The moment He doesn't like it, He can destroy it. In the same way, within ourselves resides this spirit which watches us and sees what we are up to, what we do. But the Kundalini, this one, which is the Holy Ghost, the reflection of the Holy Ghost, which resides in the triangular bone, records everything that we do. It's just like a tape recorder. It records what we do, what have been our hankering, where have we been, what we have been doing. It's a subtler knowledge. For that, we have to extend ourselves and understand that at the human level, you can only go into 4 dimensions at the most, but the 4th one is also in the thinking. 3 dimensions actually exist for you. But the 4th dimension is in your thinking. You have imagined, you have listened to people, you have been told by people, it has been described to you. But it is not part and parcel of your being. It's just, as there. It's something else, is not yourself. Now, this 4th dimension you have to achieve. So, to know this 4th dimension, there has to be some arrangement within us. If we are created for that, if we have to become the fourth dimension, there must be some arrangement within us. And this is the arrangement we have got of our subtle being, which remains working as parasympathetic nervous system. Now, this parasympathetic nervous system is a system within us which nourishes us, gives us balance, repairs us, just like a fountain of every energy. But that too has limited energy. Sympathetic nervous system we use when we have any emergencies. As we run fast, we develop a very high speed and the heart can start pumping very fast. But when we relax, heart comes back to its own position. That happens through the parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system also repairs us all the time, but it has a limited energy. And that's how diseases are caused, because we exhaust our limited energies due to some reason. Maybe it may be that we have overused it so much that it is not to be now fulfilled by the parasympathetic. All these things happen and we develop diseases of different kinds. As I told you yesterday, we have three powers within us. One of them is the left hand side power of desire. The second power is the right hand side power of action, and the central power of our evolution. So the left hand side power is manifested outside in the gross as left sympathetic nervous system. And the right hand side is manifested within us as the right sympathetic nervous system. And the central one, the parasympathetic. So in the gross, we call them by these names. Now, the evolutionary process has taken place since long. It's not today that the evolution has been going on. At the matter level, the evolution takes place when we have the periodic table and the carbon is placed in the center and balancing. It has 4 valencies. Then it becomes higher and higher and higher. At the human stage, when we come, we start balancing ourselves, like trial and error. First we try this, no, it's no good, it doesn't help us, so try another. It's like we try capitalism, then communism, then capitalism, then communism. We try all these things. It's just we go from one extreme to another extreme, then we try to come to the center. And when we come to the center, that's the time our ascent takes place. It's not going to the left or to the right. Now the left represents our past and the right represents our future. So we have to be in the present. At this moment, we have to be there, but we cannot be. We can. Now, for example, people might be thinking at this time about the past, maybe about the future, whether I'll get a conveyance or not. But at this moment, we cannot stay. But when we come to this moment, there is no thought. There is no thought. One thought rises and falls off, another thought rises and falls off. In between the thought, there's a little gap, and that gap is the present. And that we cannot feel within ourselves because we live in the past or in the future. So when this Kundalini rises, what she does, she elongates those thoughts. And by that elongation, the gap between the two thoughts elongates. We can say increases. And we become thoughtlessly aware. But in the movement of the Kundalini, when the Kundalini moves from this state, when it rises, first it enters, as you see, into the first chakra of this green chakra, which we can call as the Nabhi chakra. The Nabhi chakra is the one which we can the navel center or the solar plexus. In the gross is called as solar plexus, which has got 10 subplexuses. In the same way, this has got 10 petals. It's said there are 10 petals. Now, this is a very important center for us because this is the center where we start our evolution. As animals, we were seeking food, we were seeking protection, and that's how we evolved. Then now at a human stage, this seeking is manifested as we seek power. People want to become members of parliament. They start is all seeking in the power. Then some people want to have money, possessions, this, that. We seek in possessions. Some people think that this is my son, this is my child, this is my business goes on, and they call it love. And it's very possessiveness also sometimes. And that's also manifests. But then they discover that these things do not give you joy. There's something beyond that must be giving us joy. And when that comes within our awareness, then our real evolution starts. That's the point one has to reach. That's a special category of people whom we call as seekers. But at this point, it's a very dangerous thing. I warned you before also, 2 years back, I told you that there are people in the market who are just waiting to catch hold of you because they are here just to make money, nothing else. It's all money oriented. And when you are seeking, they just grab you. They tell you, all right, £5 for this, and you get caught. Can you imagine such nonsense they talk? And people believe them. How can you get your evolution by giving money? Think of it. And when I told this, they were so angry with me. I said, you cannot organize. It's a natural process. It's your birthright to get your realization. And nobody can charge you money. It's ridiculous. You are very intelligent people. You have got sciences and all that. But in these matters, you don't know anything. You are naive to accept these things as that you can pay for God, you can pay for your evolution, you can pay for your realization. The same thing here happens to you when you start seeking. Then you think we must do something or we must put in some effort. As I told you yesterday, with effort, you go in the wrong direction. Either you move to the left side or to the right side. So when you move to the left side, what happens? You get possessed. You get possessed because on the left side is all your collective consciousness is there. Cancer is caused by possessions. That is the one that triggers. I saw a television show in which they told me, the doctors were telling people that the vulnerability of the cancer is first established because when sympathetic is too much active, vulnerable you become. But triggering takes place with some proteins called protein 58 and protein 52. Of course, they give just names. They attack you. And the triggering comes from the area which is built within us since our creation, means the collective subconscious. So unless and until you get possessed by something, cancer cannot be triggered, though we are vulnerable every moment because we are so much on the sympathetic. All the time we are in emergency. So this kind of an attack comes to us from this area which is built within us known as collective consciousness, subconscious. Now this collective subconscious is existing within us since our creation. Now, if you start moving too much into, say, bow to someone and submit to someone, and that guru is an expert on all these things which we call in Sanskrit language as Preta Vidya, Smashana Vidya is the knowledge of the dead. Then they can entice you, they can mesmerize you, they can ask you to kill yourself, they can do what they like. They'll say, go and destroy yourself. You have heard of such cases where people have destroyed. But we must use our intelligence to understand that are we to destroy ourselves now? Then there are another kind, they will say you have to jump like frogs. You have to jump all the time. Anybody can jump. What is so great? But are we to become frogs or worms? Then some people going to these things, I mean TM now, I must tell you openly, I have so many people coming from TM suffering from epilepsy. Absolutely they suffer from epilepsy, no doubt about it. And they have come to me, and the person who was the director of their academy in, what was the place? Roanoke, in Scotland. He came to me and he was suffering from epilepsy. His wife was suffering from epilepsy. His child was suffering from epilepsy. The fellow was such a rich man. He was a diamond merchant. He became a bankrupt. He had to go away to South Africa. The wife is now gone to India. But she's so fed up of life. Now, of course, she's cured with Sahaja. And the child is all right. So they paid thousands of pounds, 6,000 pounds they paid to this man to go to Switzerland, where they were given food for 6 days in such way that first day only the water that has boiled some potatoes. Then the second day, that same water. Third day, the same water. Fourth day, the same water. And the fifth day, they were given the rind of the potato with all the filth. Imagine what a mockery. And last day, the potatoes. And 6,000 pounds they paid each. Is a fact. There are so many sitting here from TM who have been cured. Now people go just headlong. Why? Because they wanted to fly. Who has flown? Put their guru onto one of these Pisa, what you call leaning tower of Pisa. Let him fly. Let's see, can he fly? He cannot fly. But when I tell about them, people don't like it because I'm telling you the truth. That understand you cannot pay for it. Now, why do you want to fly? I can't understand. Are you going to become birds? All these queer and strange ideas, how can any intelligent man go to? But the reason I ask them sometimes, why did you? There's a Jew girl, very intelligent, she's very well educated and a barrister and all that. She had big problems. I asked her, why did you go to TM? What was so great? This is all stupid they did. Then why did you go? She said, I was so fed up with the fanaticism of the Jews that I jumped into it. Another one says, I was so fed up with the Catholics that I went there. Another says, the Christians were so this way, I went there. This is going from fire to frying pan. How the brain works, I don't understand. But it is so much a common sense to understand. If somebody says that by saying some words you are going to fly in the air, for that you have to pay some money, and you accept it, I must say that somebody has really enticed you and mesmerized you. Otherwise, nobody who is sane would accept such an absurd thing, isn't it? And I was shocked because these are the seekers. Again, I say the special category of people who are seeking God. Then another group comes from India. Another thugs, I tell you. Real thugs. You must know that Indians are now trying to attack you in a subtle way. Definitely. Because you attacked them in a very gross way, so now they are attacking you. Same thing happening in America. You go and destroy them, they are not dead, they are there. They are attacking back Americans. And that's how you are attacked. And you accept these things because, you see, they pamper your ego, perhaps. Because they tell you something very intellectual, big things, and you accept. Why don't you go and find out what's happening to the people? How many people have gone to the lunatic asylum? And they have money. They have so much money, they can hush up anything. There was one fellow who ran away from India to America because Indians couldn't bear him. And this fellow who ran away to America, you see, a picture was made about them. What was that? Is God who ran away or something like that. That picture was shown here in the BBC. BBC showed it. We have got the tape of that. But this fellow has so much money that he purchased that picture from BBC. And now it cannot be shown to the public. I wish I could show you that. But in the private, in the drawing rooms, you can see. All these tricks are there. You see, so the money itself begets money. Also begets all kinds of trickeries. You gave him money, you gave them money, and they are playing money on you. One must understand that as far as God is concerned, keep money away. Anybody who asks for money is seeking money. How can he talk of God? This seeking can take you to the right side also. Like these lamas are, all these people are doing right side jobs, what we call the supraconscious jobs, the collective supraconscious. Lamas, you see, you must have known that Hitler took advice from lamas. Lamas gave them advice how to capture these spirits who are very aggressive, very ruthless, very heartless people, emotionless. And that's how he managed to entice these Germans who are still there. Even in this country or everywhere you can find these horrible, aggressive spirits are hovering on people who try to destroy others. So that work is still on. That play is still on. Actually, I must say, in the West, people are so naive. They have no idea about the dead. What happens about the dead, they don't know. And they play about. For example, to have all the dead bodies in the church is very dangerous for children. Special care must be taken when you take your children to the cemetery. It's very dangerous. I mean, Indian churches don't have anything like that. No Indian would tolerate a nonsense like that to have to walk on the graves. Imagine a lady came here to see the cathedral. They took her out. She's walking like this. I said, why is she all dead or lying here? How to walk on top of that? We have no idea as to how this dead acts. And all these diseases are so common in this country or in the West are because we have not paid any attention to keep out the dead. Now, this knowledge was not with you. That's why they took advantage of you. They came down here upon you and enticed you. And this enticement is so subtle that you can make it out. Then, in India, we grow all kinds of drugs. All kinds of drugs. I've never seen any drug all my life, nor do I know one person who's an Indian who takes drugs. Can you imagine? But here, the drugs have crawled into you. How? Because these people have introduced, and the dead, those dead who want drugs wanted to drink. Even alcoholism, if you go maximum to that side, can take you to that kind of enticement. Alcoholism can be cured by Sahaja because it's a spirit that is drinking. It's not that you are drinking. Like I had a lady from Cuba, a thin, little petite lady, and her husband told me she can take one bottle of whiskey neat. I said, eh? She looks such a little thing. How can she take one bottle? Yes, she does. So I asked her, I put a bandhan, as we call it, on her. And I saw a huge, big Negro coming out of her. I asked her, did you know any Negro? She said, Mother, you see him. You see him. This is the one who drinks. Everyone blames me. Really, she said so. And now she's a cured woman. So all these extreme things, if you go to the extreme of the right, now people are jogging like mad. I mean, one should not do anything of extremes. Little bit is all right. But going like mad, everybody running fast, you'll get heart attacks. You must understand. You'll get heart attacks in no time. Wearing tight clothes to that extent, you will get varicose veins. You will develop all these troubles of your knees and all that. You must understand you should be normal people. You should keep yourself in a way that you do everything in a moderate manner. So you keep in the central path of evolution. But going to the extreme of everything is our style. We go to extremes. As Indians also go to some extremes, and you go to another extremes. We can see the French going to another extremes. Everybody is like that. They are towards the extremes. But keep a moderate life. And the one who leads a moderate life is very easy for him to get his ascent. Now the same seeking becomes the seeking of God, seeking of beyond, seeking of something higher. And that higher is the spirit. You have to become the spirit. And when you become the spirit, what happens to you? That we have to see. When you become the spirit, physically, you get all right, automatically. When you start getting the vibrations, physically you are all right. Leukemia can be cured, cancer can be cured, so many things can be cured. Why? Because the exhausted energy that is in your centers gets refilled. You get connected from here to the whole, to the subtler energy which is nourishing, which is permeated into everything, which is nourishing everything. You get in contact with that. This is the yoga. And all the time that energy is flowing within you. When it is flowing within you, you do not get into tensions. Not only that, but this connection makes you an universal being. You become part and parcel of the whole. You are already, but you are not aware. For this finger is aware that it is a part and parcel of the whole. But we are not aware that we are part and parcel of the whole. So what happens that we feel, oh, we have helped this gentleman, we have helped that gentleman, we have done so much for that person. Actually, whom do you help? You help yourself. If this finger is sick and if this finger rubs it, is it helping anyone? In the same way, in Sahaja Yoga, we are not helping anyone, we are helping ourselves. Because it just flows to that area which requires help. That's how. But you become collectively conscious. You start feeling where you are lacking that vitality. In what center you lack it? On your fingertips. As I told you, that English language has a beautiful sentence called fingertips. So on your fingertips, you can feel it, what is lacking in another person. Then the compassion flows. You become the compassion. You don't have to say, oh, I'm so compassionate. Well, you are compassionate. But it is a compassion that starts flowing. And when it starts flowing, you enjoy. You don't say, I do it. You say, it goes, it comes. You start talking in a third person. The word I goes away. I believe, it doesn't. Then we say, we believe. Because we are not alone. We are so many. How can we say I? Who is the I? I is lost in we. The energy flows to another person without any difficulty. But inside yourself, the peace, the joy that you feel. The attention is so enlightened that you pay attention to anyone and the person feels all right. You think of anyone, you want to know, just put your hands. Like we have someone here from Scotland. He was one of the first few who got realization. And very great intellectual. So he started doubting. He thought, how can it be sitting down here, I can feel something. I said, all right, what do you want to know about? He said, my father has not telephoned for some time. I would like to know. I said, all right, you put your hands like this and try to find out how is your father. Very gross level it is. So he put his hand. He said, mother, I'm getting a burning hair. What does that mean? I said, it means that your father has a very, very bad throat trouble. He said, really? I said, yes. These are all your father's centers. And this center is for the throat. So he telephoned, very bad bronchitis. This is the word I used. And he telephoned to his house and his mother answered. And he said, where is father? He said, he's down with very bad bronchitis. He was amazed. I said, all right, we'll cure him now. And we just rubbed his finger quite a lot. And there it was, the phone came after 1 hour. Your father is all right, surprisingly, miraculously. I don't know how he got well. So physically you are all right. Mentally, I have seen many mad people become all right. Because how you become mad is that there is an imbalance. You went on to the left side too much, you are pulled back, you become all right. Then emotionally, you develop a balance. You see, all the time we say, my, this is my sister. Till we discover that she's a snake in the grass. She's my sister, she's my husband, my wife, she is my father, all. But then you see them in their real way. For example, maybe your own sister may be a snake in the grass, and maybe your husband may be a gem of a person. But how do you know? How do you know that this person is like that or that? On your vibrations you can see. Same thing you can ask about these gurus who have come. You ask just a question, what do you think of this guru? Now, anyone. If he's a horrible one, you will get burning on your hand. Sometimes you get blisters on your fingers and you are surprised how you got these blisters. But the people who are enticed by them are absolutely gone cases. Till they are absolutely finished, they don't come to search you. It's very difficult to convince them that you get out of it, you are enticed, because they think, firstly, they are paid for it, so they must go through it. It's a human nature. Supposing you are paid a ticket for a drama or a play, and you don't like it, but still you are paid for it, you sit down, all right, I've paid for it, better go through it. Like that. They want to go through it. But those who are insane, how can you talk to them? The another thing that happens to your attention is that your attention becomes very balanced. All the time, our eyes are going out to this, to that, to this. Our eyes become weak and we become really confused because every time we see something, you see a reaction comes in. Now I come to this place, I see, oh, how many holes? Then I start counting the holes. And people are really mad, I've seen. They see advertisement, they'll say this advertisement, that advertisement. If they miss one, they'll turn around and say, oh, I missed that. It's like that. It's a craze with our attention which goes out all the time like mad and it reacts back. And when it reacts, what happens to us that we become a confusion, a complicated personality. And we do not know what to see, what not to see. Now, when your attention is enlightened, you just become a pure personality. Your eyes become pure. You just see purity. You can't see impure things. If you see something impure, you feel horrible. You don't want to do it. Like our awareness gets that purity. For example, if you take a dog through a dirty lane, he'll just walk through, he'll have no problem. But human beings will have to close their nose. They may not even go through that. But after realization, you know what is sin, what is not sin. And you can walk through the places which are beautiful. But if it is a sinful place, you don't like it, you don't enjoy it. Your priorities change immediately. You become such a virtuous person. You are surprised at yourself what has happened to me. I have known people who have been so-called, all kinds of things they call it, I don't know what names, but all sorts of perverted people, I can say in general. If they come to Sahaja Yoga, they become such beautiful husbands, such nice wives, such straightforward people, enjoy their married life, enjoy their children, and enjoy each other with purity. Now, our society here in the West, for me, it is now my society because I'm sitting here. Indian society has its problems, you have your problems, but the society has become so funny that we say that if you have an Indian in your house, maybe your things might disappear. But if you have an Englishman or a Western man in your house, maybe your wife may disappear. It's a dangerous thing. And nobody minds it. It's love, you see. Any nonsense is love. You spoil anybody's daughter, anything, is love. All wrong ideas. See, if there's purity, say, everybody is a sister or a brother or a mother, a pure relationship, the life becomes so much easier. You don't know. Sahaja Yogis are like that. They travel thousands. This time they went to Switzerland. We had one program there, a seminar. They all live together, no problem. Otherwise, if so many people live there, half of the marriages would have been broken down and so many would have eloped and come back again to say that we have divorced again. This madness of divorce has come because our ideas have confused us. We are confused. There is no purity. If a pure person like that even looks at such a person, he becomes pure. Like Mary Magdalene, when she was blessed was Christ, she became a pure woman. So the purity has to be brought in the society. If you have to save this society, you have to purify yourself. Every individual has to purify oneself. Now they say this is freedom. This is license. This is not freedom. Freedom is where there is purity. Without purity, there is no freedom. It's abandonment. It's nonsense. And that's how we have felt about our life. Of course, when I'm saying that, please don't feel guilty because that is another thing can happen to you. It's just I'm saying, just telling you how you purify. But don't feel guilty about anything because whatever I say, you have to forget about it. When I'm giving you realization, don't remember all these points. Otherwise, it will be difficult to give you realization. So that's past, finished, gone case. Don't worry on that. Just think that how we immediately become part and parcel of a pure, beautiful society. The race that has been described, the race of God, that what William Blake has described, that men of God will become prophets and they'll have powers to make others prophets. For example, for a saint, there is nothing like a temptation. He doesn't do wrong things. Why? He just doesn't do. He doesn't have to tell himself that I don't run away with his things, or I don't run away with his wife, or I don't do this wrong, or I don't murder anybody. He doesn't have to remember that these 10 commandments are there. He's just there. He doesn't have to remember. How? Because he's gone above this. These 10 commandments are in these chakras. In this chakra are these 10 commandments that we have to keep a balance. Don't do this, don't do that. That was all right at the time of Moses. If you say these days don't do, you'll have it. So, best thing is to raise your kundalini. Once you become the spirit, you become your own master, you start guiding yourself, you know what is wrong, you don't just like it. I don't have to tell you, you just don't like it, you become a different personality. Like I told you, a dog becomes a human being, he doesn't like a dirty lane. And when a human being becomes a saint, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. But it doesn't mean that you run away to Himalaya, you run away from here, nothing. You lead absolutely a normal life. But you are a detached person. And that's how you enjoy the most. For example, see, this carpet is beautiful. It's not mine. I don't possess it. Thank God. I can enjoy it better than the person who possesses it. Because he might, the one who possesses it, might be thinking, might be dirty. You know, mother is sitting there. God knows what's going to happen to the carpet. I may have to take it for dry cleaning. Or some sort of a problem will be in his mind. But for me, nothing. I'm just enjoying. So this idea of possession is a myth. We do not possess anything. It's a myth created by human beings. You see, they have a registration office where they put it, this is belongs to this person. But can we carry it with us when we die? It's all outside. And that's how we understand. And then we understand something very, very beautiful about matter. That the matter is for giving others. Matter is to express our feelings to others. And you become generosity. And generosity has its own blessings. I enjoy my generosity very much, but sometimes, I feel generosity gives a problem to me because I open one door to give and 10 doors are open to give me. Now I don't know where to keep them. You see, it's very difficult. Now we had a big house. Now my husband is saying, you better have another big house. I said, why? He said, these things what to do every day. You see, you are having from 10 doors while you are giving for one door. Now, if I open 10 doors, there will be 20 doors open. Generosity fills you completely. You are not at all in need of anything. You try that. Open your heart. You have to open your heart. People don't open their heart. They're so frightened. They'll open a chink and see, who's there? Oh, I see. It may be raining. It may be a snowy day. A lady might be standing with a perambulator and a child would be inside that, but she'll be afraid to see from a chink. Who is going to invade you? Who can destroy you? Who can destroy your spirit? Just enjoy your generosity. See how you will have everything. I'll give you a very small example of this in my own lifetime. I've been like this all my life, and my husband had problems and my family had problems because of this. One day, I was just sitting outside and knitting something when I saw a lady coming down with 2 other men, and she said, we are refugees from Punjab. We have no place to live in. And I had a huge house because my father was member of the parliament and he had a huge house of his own. So I said, all right, there's a room here. You come along and settle down. Well, I didn't ask who they were, what they were doing. I said, it's an outside room. Let them stay there. They stayed. Then my brother came in. You see, he is now a minister. You see, very careful man. And my husband came in. And my brother screwed into his brain that this is wrong. We don't know. These may be thieves. These may be these. And my sister always does like that. I don't know what's going to happen to us. I said, whatever they are my responsibility. Now, you are not going to drive them out at any cost. At that time, a war started and people came to kill. And one of them was a Muslim. So the people came in our house and they said, we have heard there's a Muslim staying in your house. I said, see this? I'm a Christian, but I put on this. I said, see, this is a mark. Now, do you believe me or not? I said, you better get out from it. And they went away. And the fellow was saved, you see. Now, he was a very great poet. I went to Bombay long years later, I should say about 12 or 14 years later. And we were making a little film about something, and I was dealing with it. So I said, I know this lady, but I won't come there to ask her because she was a great film actress. I said, I will not ask her because she'll have no choice. They said, but you must say something about it. I said, no, nothing. I'm not coming. You go and ask her. So they went and asked her. She said, no, 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 I cannot join. I must have so much money and you cannot have me for nothing at all. And this, I don't believe in all these charities, this, that. So I kept quiet, didn't say anything. But for the opening of the film, I went and she was there. She looked at me and tears started rolling her eyes and just came and embraced me. She said, I didn't know you were with this. I said, I know you didn't know. But she said, forgive me. I'll give money. I'll give everything. This is the lady who saved me long time back. And everybody was amazed how this lady who was so materialistic and so particular about her payment has suddenly melted away. She said, oh God, now I learned. I've forgotten what it means to be generous. And she was completely changed after that. So all these things are the quality of the Spirit. It is not afraid of anyone. Why should you be afraid of anyone if you are one with God? Look at Christ. He had nothing to do with a prostitute. But when people started hitting her with a stone, he came up and he said, now, among you who has not committed any sin can throw a stone at me. Imagine the courage. The courage comes from the Spirit because he was Spirit, so he could say such a thing. He was not a man compromising with his values. All right, if you want, we can have discotheque in the church. Or we can start a pub. Nowadays, they're selling it for pubs. Let us compromise. Truth cannot compromise. It does not. Compassion is different from compromise. It cannot compromise. Truth stands on its own legs. So that's what happened when Christ said that. And that happens to you. You become a strong person. You become a person who is strong but does not try to oppress others. You do not try to destroy others. You do not want to hate anyone. But what you do is to stand up on your own, to stand up for the rights of others, to stand up for something great. Like we will say Abraham Lincoln, a person like him. Abraham Lincoln was a realized soul, and how he fought for the rights, how he talked about democracy. Today, let's compromise this, let's compromise that. Even if somebody is a Hitler, doesn't matter. As long as he's with us, all right, accept it. To have that strength, you have to be the Spirit. So you become a very strong, compassionate person. Only a person who is strong can be compassionate. How can a weakling be a compassionate person, tell me? A tree which is strong can only give shelter to people. Or do you think a falling tree can shelter people? On the contrary, it will fall on the people. Our ideas are very, very confused about compassion. And when you become such a strong person, you see the truth before you. You know the truth and you are no more afraid of anyone. And God looks after you, the best part of it. You just don't worry. God looks after you in every inch of the word. Every inch of the word, in material way, in your emotional way, in your physical way. Every way you feel surrounded by His love and His guidance and His help. He does in such a way. I'll give you a very recent example of such yogis. They wanted to go to a place, a very beautiful hill, mountain peak, which is known as Zermatt in Switzerland. And it's a very expensive place to go to. Because I told them something about that. It looks like one of the deities and all that. They were wanting to go and have a seminar there. It's a very expensive place and we cannot pay for that. They thought that it will be very difficult because they are not so well off. So I said, all right, you go and find out. So the people went down to find out. And there is a huge, big hotel-like place. And, they said, when do you want to come? So they said, such and such date. Oh, for that date, they just ran. Oh, very good, very good. If you want to come for those dates, we somehow or other cannot fill those dates. So we are very happy. And they were charging 70 francs per night. And for 3 days, now they are charging us how much? 33 francs for 3 days. Means about 11 pounds or 12 pounds. Can you imagine? And now all of them can go and see. Now, this is just a miracle. And so many miracles take place like that. Even the poster they have put here, you have seen a big poster in Brighton. Now, we can't afford because we don't take any money. Whatever little money they have, they collect and put things. They were finding it impossible to advertise. We cannot compete with these false people on two things. Firstly, we cannot advertise the way they can because they have money. And secondly, we cannot go on telling lies the way they do. They can tell any lies. They'll say that we will create a new world for you and there will be our goal for you and all those, because they're liars. We have our limitations. We cannot tell you lies. So these advertising thing also was impossible for us to do it, but they did it for a song, just for a song. Pull it out a little bit towards yourself. Balance. Pull it out. This is heavy, that's why. Let's just pull it out. It's good. I bow to all the seekers.